Hello, Dr. John here, and this is a continuation of the B3 bands exercise protocol. But in this case, we're going to talk more about rehabilitation. So the B3 bands work to restrict blood flow so that you diminish the amount of oxygen in the muscles you're training so that under exertion, you hit a lactate threshold level sooner with less load, okay, with more safety. That's the big thing, especially as you age, especially as you get older, but it works at any age, with even kids. It works fantastic. But in a rehabilitation situation, the first goal is range of motion, getting range of motion back into the joint. So whether it's pre-surgical, post-surgical, or just to bring health back to a joint, which in the case of my wife, which you're going to see here, is that's what we're working on. She has degeneration in her right knee, and we're using the B3 bands with the leg press in order to increase range of motion. And you'll see that what we're going to do is we're going to increase the range of motion with each subsequent set. In other words, the first set, I'm going to have it set more rearward so that there's less knee flexion. With the second set, same load, but we're moving it forward one more notch to increase the degree of knee flexion. The key thing is this needs to be performed in a pain-free manner. Third set, we move it to there where we're getting 90 degrees of knee flexion, which is phenomenal, okay, with this situation she has. And mind you, this is pain-free. We've already seen in the 2 weeks we've been doing this, an increase in her capacity to walk better. She rides her stationary bike for 20 minutes each morning. The ease of her to start up riding. 4 weeks ago, she had difficulty just getting into the bike and had to go real easy for like 4 minutes before her knee would loosen up. Now she's getting on the bike without difficulty and immediately going into pedaling. So the combination of increasing the range of motion through quantifiable steps, and with the B3 bands promoting the hypoxia, the lowered oxygen levels create the lactic acid production, which stimulates the pituitary gland to increase the flow of growth hormone in the body, which has a panacea of good. There's a panacea of good that goes on. Okay, this is not synthetic growth hormone. This is what your own body secretes when you can train intensely enough. So with the B3 bands, you're in a way bypassing the need to go super hard, super heavy. You can tap in without tapping out. You understand? You can tap in without tapping out. Anytime you get injured in your training, that training immediately becomes unsustainable. And unsustainability equals you quit, or you could injure yourself permanently, okay? So these protocols that just pound you, you gotta watch it at a young age, but certainly as you get older. P90X is now P30X, and there's a reason. No one could recover from the P90X without trashing your joints. Not to upset anybody, just stating the facts. So watch the videos, you'll see the B3 bands on Diane. You'll see as we increase the range of motion with each set. This is just the leg press. After the leg press, we did upper body. But this is just to give you an idea in a rehab situation, how you can use the B3 bands to tap in without tapping out. Have a great day. Here we're doing a specific form of rehabilitation for my wife's knee. Her right knee, for whatever reason over the years, has developed a bone-on-bone condition. So how we're improving the range of motion as well as improving strength is using the leg press, which affords stability, a guided path of motion, and the key thing is controlled speed of motion, which is determined by the trainee. You can see that she's wearing the B3 bands to restrict blood flow. In the subsequent sets, we're going to move the seat up one more notch to increase the range of motion. We will keep load the same. So the Cybex leg press is very smooth, wonderful leg press. As you can see now, the seat is moved up one more notch, so we're gaining just a few degrees more of flexion. The B3 bands restrict blood flow, which enables the trainee to reach a lactate threshold sooner with lighter weight, thus promoting the flow of growth hormone from the brain. It's wonderful physiology. So we're increasing the range of motion with each set. We're leaving the load the same. 3 sets of 30 reps in total. The next set, we'll move it one more notch forward, obtaining a near 90 degrees of knee flexion. Now we're on to our third set. We've taken 30 seconds rest between each set, 3 by 30 with 130 pounds. Without the B3 bands, you would be leg pressing probably 170, 180 for fewer repetitions. Now you can see we're getting close to 90 degrees of flexion. The key thing is you want to perform any rehab situation in a way in which there's no pain while you do it. There might be discomfort due to the burn going on. The B3 bands don't make it easier. They just let you tap in a little safer and a little sooner to that burn that you would have to, under normal circumstances, use a much heavier load, which can have detrimental effects on your joints. So, we're improving the range of motion, pain-free range of motion, as we gain strength and create a systemic dumping of growth hormone, which is going to promote healing and regeneration. That's it for today.